Welcome back to the channel. So this is a little preview video, I guess, and it's just trying to explain something in the forthcoming video that will be up with you on Thursday. So this is just, I've sort of removed this portion from the build video so we can really have a good look at how to go about mottling, which is what this short video is about. So this is all relating to the Tamiya G6, which you'll see some pictures of at the end. And this is me just trying to find out the ins and outs and understand what I'm meant to do with mottling, because I've had a lot of problems. Although I've done some intricate paint schemes, I haven't found it easy. And it has been until this build that I've actually managed to find out what the issue is and try and get my head around it. So first off, you'll just see me here doing a lot of different shapes, a lot of different types of mottle, getting in tight, just to show you the technique. It's very slow on the trigger, it's very close, extremely low pressure and extremely low paint. So you saw at the beginning I had an MRP bottle there, which is a paint I sort of champion. I do like. That's not thin enough. Can't mottle that straight out of the bottle. There's one of the things I was getting wrong straight off. So what you see in the colour cup, which looks like an awful lot of paint, you need to approach it as, think of it like water with a drop of colour in it. Now here what I'm showing you, this is a little technique. If you start getting blockages or you're pulling the trigger back and nothing's coming out, these two techniques. First off, clamping over the end and letting a few bubbles come into the cup means it blows back any debris, and then flicking the trigger like that allows any little bits of debris to be flicked out of the nozzle, and then you're back in action. Often I'll get right up close and I'll be pulling the trigger back, nothing happening. And then all of a sudden you get a splat. Your paint is too thick. Simple as that. You've got to come back, dump the colour out the cup, flush it through, thin it down. It's a simple tool, an airbrush. It simply blows air and you pull the trigger back and it adds paint. Now if it's not working and the air's coming through and it will blow straight thinner, your paint is too thick. I cannot stress it enough. Everyone says it, but it's actually surprising how thin the paint needs to be. This is for freehand, this is for mottling, whatever it is. The actual technique of putting the mottle on afterwards, that's down to your own sort of artistic sort of streak, as it were, I guess. As you can see, just practice on a paint mule. This poor old Ferdinand here is getting hit pretty hard. Do it on the plastic, don't do it on paper, do it on some plastic art or an old model, because that is what you're spraying onto. If you spray into tissue, you'll find, or kitchen roll or something, or paper, you'll find it'll absorb it, so you won't get a good result of what it's actually looking like when the paint hits it. So, I can't stress it enough. If in doubt, thin it a bit more. It doesn't matter if the paint's too thin and it takes a little while to build up the colour. You can go back and forth, but you get the control. Your PSI really wants to be somewhere between 5 and 10. It all depends on a number of factors. Try somewhere around there. Could be 15, could be 4. It all just depends. It's not, here's the magic number and here's the magic paint ratio. You just got to thin it down, take your time and practice before you move to the model. Once you've got your paint mix right and you're not getting any blockages, once you've got your pressure right and you're not getting any splatting or you're not getting any problems, then it's about trying to perfect the shapes. So here I'm showing you different types of mottling. We've done mottling all down the side. We did mottling in the previous piece. Now we're just blocking in some shapes here, showing you how thin the paint is and how long it takes to build up. But don't worry, you've just got to take your time and you can do it in portions. If you focus in one section of the model and that's enough for that night, pack it all away and then you can come on in again the next night. It does take a while, some of this. When I painted the D13, the FW190 D13 that I'll link below, that took 4 evening sessions over 4 different days to get that painted. And that's no problem. That's what you got to do with this to get the right technique. And what I'm aiming for is minimal overspray and a very tight little pattern. I'm reasonably happy with what I got on this Messerschmitt 109, which you'll see at the end of this video, and then you'll see the full build video on Thursday. But as you can see there, going on, that's the amount of time it's taken. This is real time in building this up. And we'll do another little shape here in the corner. So there's not a lot to show in this video, as you'll realise, because the mottling is following an interpretation and doing it. You know, you can't say, oh, you know, do it like this, do it like that. You have to just practice at getting the shapes. But practice does make perfect in this regard. But also there's a few things happening. Now, again, look, I've gone on up to this point. This is the exact point I have realised, okay, that's how you do mottling. And it was thinning the paint. Now, a few little tips and tricks that I've done. What I've thinned this MRP with is not leveling thinner and not rapid thinner. It is straight cellulose thinner, lacquer thinner. So there's one thing. I found the rapid, it sort of went a bit too quick, and the leveling thinner didn't really work out so well for me. So this is straight up lacquer thinner. If you use the Mr. Colour stuff, that's the blue bottle. And I actually find a little bit of a higher pressure. I sort of go to what will work and I just knock it up at 1 or 2 more PSI than where it was. And I prefer that. You may be very much the other way. So that's something to think about. And also choose your battles, you know, a good colour. So ROM 74 on 76 and ROM 75 on 76. Both very good colours. So, you know, try and get some starkness as well as you're practicing, so you can start to see it. As you'll see here, we've offered it up to the model. You can see the contrast and it works really well. So a little bit of a fast little video there, and as I say, this will be up on Thursday, the full build video. So this is just takes out the mottling section so we don't get bogged down in it. So hopefully you've enjoyed that, and there's a few things to pick up, and if in doubt, thin your paint. Let me know your comments down below if you've got any tips and tricks for this as well. And as always, hope you enjoy this. Hopefully it's of help. If you like what you see, stay tuned. If you haven't already, hit subscribe button and you'll see the full build video of this 109 G6 from Tamiya, which isn't as fantastic and straightforward as you may think. It, you know, a little bit. I do have some issues with this kit. So if you want to see that, that's up on Thursday. Thanks for staying tuned. Thanks for continuing to be subscribed and supporting the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.